social media is blowing up. Ryan Tannehill, obviously, he's coming off a really tough exit in last year's playoffs, and the team didn't tell him, we're kind of looking at quarterback. So, obviously, there's going to be a lot of reporters that ask him, how are you going to be treating this quarterback that's now a part of your team? Because he's in the back nine of his career, and social media is blowing up because he basically said, it's not my job to be his mentor. Some people are calling him a bad teammate, but here's exactly what he had to say.
In a quarterback room, in the same room, we're competing against each other. We're watching the same tape. We're doing the same drills. I don't think it's my job to mentor him, but if he learns from me along the way, then that's a great thing.
All right. So what I think is Tannehill's spot on.
Not his job.
That's definitely not his job, especially since he's going to be competing with this guy. It's exactly what he said in the video. We're going to be in the same film room. We're going to be on the practice field competing against each other. I'm not going to be like, I'm the savvy vet, and, hopefully I can build you up enough to take my job? No.
Well, like, Tom Brady didn't mentor Jimmy G. In fact, we know he tried to undermine him. So it's like that's why it's a little bit of a double standard of people always praising Tom Brady for like not wanting to mentor quarterbacks underneath him, because it's like, yeah, you're literally my competition. You're trying to take my job the same way he took Drew Bledsoe's job. So it's like, yeah, I also am on Ryan Tannehill's side of like, not his job to mentor Malik Willis.
Who's the best quarterback in the league right now, Brian?
I
would say Aaron Rodgers. And you think about Aaron Rodgers, back-to-back MVP, basically what Ryan Tannehill, who is not Brett Favre, I will tell you that. So it's not apples to apples, but Brett Favre did not mentor Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers learned a heck of a lot from
watching, observing.
Exactly, but it's not like Brett Favre was like, you know what, I'm at the tail end of my career. We got this guy from Cal who looks pretty good. Come under my wing, and I'll do whatever I can to help you take over my job. No, Brett Favre gave him the Brett Favre treatment, and that's what's happening here with Ryan Tannehill, who's at the end of his career and says, I want to make my money. I want to show everybody that I was not the worst quarterback in the playoffs last year, and I can take the Titans where they should have gone last season.
Well, Ed, Kurt Warner kind of on Twitter went in on Tannehill a little bit of saying, like, you should absolutely want to mentor, these young guys. It's a privilege to do that. Was saying that he always tried to mentor the quarterbacks underneath him.
This is what Kurt Warner had to say. So, obviously, Kurt Warner, great movie, too, by the way.
American Underdog.
Oh, the underdog.
Free plug.
He said, I'll never understand the I'm not here to mentor the next guy mentality. So, for all the young QBs that need a mentor, DM me. I'll be that guy. Happy to help in any way I can. You're not the quarterback for the Tennessee Titans, and you're not still in the league, Kurt Warner. He's a great guy. I totally understand. But he comes from a different background that was like, you weren't the guy. You were saying this too, like Matt Leinart. You're not going to have him jump into the team and be like, you know what? I've been through the CFL, and I've gone through so much, a hell in a handbasket to get to this position. I hope this guy that we picked, I hope you take over. No.
I love Kurt Warner. Obviously, as an Arizona Cardinals fan, Kurt Warner is a legend for us, and he was only with our team for a few years. But he mentored Matt Leinart so well that he took his job and got Matt Leinart cut. Like, that's how good of a mentor you were to, and don't get me wrong, Matt Leinart loves Kurt Warner. I've heard him sing Kurt Warner's praises. I'm just saying, like, look, when it comes down to it, even you, Kurt Warner, you were trying to do your best to be the starter. And you were, and he was the better quarterback than Matt Leinart. Absolutely. All I'm saying is, like, look, there's a difference between like not being a dick to the guy and like helping him to eventually take your job.
And this comes down to, is he a bad teammate? I don't think so at all. This is just a bunch of people freaking out about a situation that should not be blown out of proportion.
Way overblown.
Whatsoever. But there were some interesting parts of this press conference as well that he said, not just, I don't want to be this guy's mentor. That's not my job. He also, let me rephrase that. He said, it's not my job to be the mentor.
Yeah.
So there's going to be aspects he's going to learn from him through his actions, like we talked about these other.
Well, and people aren't giving Tannehill enough credit of the fact that, like, the second half of that statement was, but if he's better off in his career later down the road by things he learned from me, awesome, great. Good. But, like, also, in the same press conference, Tannehill talked about his overtime loss to Joe Burrow and the Bengals, and he said that he needed weeks of therapy afterwards. And I'm just sitting there going, like, yo, dog, Do not volunteer that information out there. That's the way I look at it. I remember when Kevin Love a few years ago talked about how dark of a place he had gone to, and I went, look, hey, okay, I guess getting rid of the stigma, and maybe I'm going too much off on a tangent here. I wouldn't give the dudes across the line who are going to be talking trash to me next year, I wouldn't give them that ammunition. That's just me.
That's why I think this is so loaded that they knew this guy's already going through a lot.
Yeah.
Like, Vrabel has had a few things to say about Tannehill too. Derrick Henry wants to win a championship. They just got rid of A.J. Brown. There's a lot of questions, and the top question is quarterback at the Tennessee Titans. So is he butthurt? Is he jealous? Maybe. But you got to know too, if you throw that out there, a lot of people are going to think, are you mentally capable to take the Titans to championship level?
Yeah,
that's the next question now. And I think that's where this is going to be. Tannehill, I don't think has ever had in his career where people are saying, I don't know if he's a good teammate. I don't know if he's one of the good guys in the locker room. He's constantly found some success in his career, and then he's found this new spot here with the Titans and taken them to another level. But if you start opening up to scrutiny, and you're not there mentally, I don't know. I don't think this helps him.
No, I don't think it helps him at all. I see a lot of the contract situation of Ryan Tannehill is such that I think they're going to be looking for their way out of the Tannehill contract pretty soon. Yeah. I really do.
But all in all, I think Tannehill's spot on here. Try to win the job. Do whatever you can. This is competition. This is sports. He's not just some player-coach situation here where he's really trying to lift up the next generation. The way you get better is by leading by example. And if he's going to be the leader for half the season, so be it. But don't crap on the guy for saying, I don't think it's my job to be his mentor, because he's 100% spot on. And it's going to be a fun little back and forth with these guys because you got some brand new picks there with the Tennessee Titans. They're going to try to protect whatever quarterback is going to be under center. But, man, it's going to get testy.
Well, can you imagine now, let's say like week 5, week 6, let's say the Tennessee Titans are 2-4, okay, come week 6, and they're heading into their bye. Can you imagine what the media narrative is going to be about, and maybe even Titans fans themselves calling to start Malik Willis? Tannehill now is like, it's a situation where he has to go in and be winning games. Otherwise, the most popular guy on every team is the backup quarterback.
And I think this is great for the Titans because you're going to watch a ton of preseason games, and you know where that camera's going to be? Boom, right on Tannehill. Is he going to have a clipboard in his hand? He's going to have the headphones on. Is he going to be talking to Malik Willis? There's going to be constant scrutiny. And then if he gets taken out like that, if it's a bad start to the season, they're not living up to the hype at all, those cameras are going to be straight on Ryan Tannehill. What is he doing? Is he a good teammate or not? Is he one of those guys that no matter who is under center, he's going to be behind him? That's going to be the storyline, and there's going to be a lot of media attention, and I think that is going to be good for the Tennessee Titans.
It really could be, but also, like, really think about it. Think about this Tennessee Titans offense. You've gotten rid of A.J. Brown, okay? Julio Jones is cut. Corey Davis has been in with the New York Jets for a year already. Your starting wide receivers are going to be Treylon Burks and Robert Woods, both new to the system. Mm-hmm. Derrick Henry is coming off of an injury-plagued season. The O-line over the last couple of years has shifted a little bit. You got rid of Jonnu Smith a year ago. Now you're bringing in a rookie tight end who's probably going to be competing for the tight end 1 spot. There's a good chance that the Tennessee Titans struggle out the gate because maybe the defense can hold it together for them, or maybe this offense really comes together in training camp, but there are a lot of new pieces here. There's a very real chance that they're going to struggle out the gate.
And then the final question is going to be, who is the leader of the Tennessee Titans? Because, Vrabel is obviously your head coach is going to be your leader, but we're talking about players. Who is going to be your guy? And I think Derrick Henry is going to have to be in that role where it's like there's a fluctuation with quarterback here. So who do you look to? A.J. Brown's gone again, too. So Derrick Henry, that just means his role is just skyrocketed. You need to perform on the field, and you need to be the glue in the locker room and off the field. Plain and simple, though, Ryan Tannehill, I think he's still a good teammate. He's not a bad guy. I think he's 100% spot on. Keep doing your thing, Ryan. Good luck in the back 9 of your career. You like what you just saw and you want more non-woke sports talk and conversation? Of course you do. Make sure you head over to the Breakaway YouTube channel, subscribe, also hit the like button. We give you all that sports news without the nonsense. That's what you're looking for. We're also on Instagram at TPUSA Breakaway. Appreciate y'all. Go Sports.